Hello everyone and welcome back to Beaming for Books. My name is Emily and today I bring you my January TBR. I know this video is kind of late to the game. I'm very aware of that, but I still wanted to get it up because I am trying to be more intentional, number one, with the books that I read, number two, with posting consistently. And so I thought, you know what, Emily? Better late than never. So 2 weeks into January and I'm bringing you a small TBR. I chose a few books that I want to read, but also, wanted to keep the amount small so I have room to add other books. If I'm feeling like being a mood reader, I want to kind of have that balance. I want to be able to know what I've set out for the month, but also have time and space to read a new release, or if I hear someone raving about a book that I have on my shelf that wasn't on my TBR, I want to be able to add that in as well and like have the option, I guess. So my TBR is only 5 books long this month. It's actually going to be 6 books technically, I guess, because I will be pulling one of my blind date with a books, I guess. So we have 5 different options we can choose from, but that will be a separate video. So we're not going to be finding out what that book is today, but you will be finding out what I've set for myself other than that. So without further ado, let's just get into the books that I want to read. I've 2 books that I have heard quite a lot about, whether that be on Bookstagram or BookTube or what is that new thing, Twitter, X, I guess, or Book Talk. I've heard about these books. I'm familiar with them. And so let's talk about those first, I guess. The first one is Taylor Jenkins Reid, Carrie SoDo is Back. I was so pumped about this when it came out because I loved Taylor Jenkins Reid's 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It was one of my all-time favorite books. I've also read, what is that other one? Malibu Rising, I believe. One True Loves, and I have not yet read, what is the other popular one? Daisy Jones and the Six. I do have it, but I really loved 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo the most. So this is kind of like an auto-buy author for me. Now, what I know about this is it's a tennis story. That's also something that kind of drew me to this. I don't know why. Don't ask me any questions. I've never played tennis in my life. I've never really watched tennis. Know nothing about like the upkeep of tennis or like the sport in general besides what I've read. But I love a tennis story. I love a story where tennis is like the focus. I know, it's very strange, and this one follows that. So we have our main character, Carrie SoDo. She was once like a young, very popular tennis star. She won a bunch of different matches. She was like ranked #1, I think, at a time in her life, and then she retired. Now, a couple years later, she's 37 years old, and she wants to come out of retirement, and she's gonna go back in and try to win her thing again. And a lot of people are not very happy about this. They're like intrigued to see what she does, and like they want her to make a comeback because they want to talk bad about her, if that makes sense. So she's out to prove everyone wrong, and this just sounds like it's gonna be a good time. Like I said, I love a tennis story, so I'm hoping that I love this. I have heard like mixed things about it, but I'm hoping that for me it's a win. I guess we'll just have to see. I do love the cover though. I love this golden girl and this gold color. So we'll see about this one this month. And the other book is very popular as well amongst BookTube specifically, which is The Book of the Most Precious Substance by Sarah Gran. I read one other Sarah Gran a couple years ago. I think it was her possession-ish story called Come Closer, about a woman who like gets possessed and she's like looking into it, and it's pretty creepy but also pretty funny because she's like taking a possession test in the book and like, oh my god, take this quiz to see if you're possessed. Anyway, I read that book by her and I think I rated it like 3.5 stars, and then I've heard amazing things about this one. So this one is like a very weird premise, I guess. We have, I don't even know if I should try and tell you or just read you the back. But pretty much it's about this book, and the book is like a book about, I think like sex or like sex magic or something. Okay, I don't know. Let's just read the back. A mysterious book promises unlimited power and unrivaled sexual pleasure. If book dealer Lily Albrecht can find it, it's the sale of a lifetime and maybe a ticket to a new life. After an unbearable tragedy, former novelist Lily Albrecht has resigned herself to a dull, sexless life as a rare book dealer, until she gets a lead on a book that could turn everything around. The Book of the Most Precious Substance is a 17th century manual on sex magic. Okay, rumored to be the most powerful occult book ever written, if it exists at all. So I knew that, but I just didn't know really how to explain it. But we do have our main character, and she's like, all right, I'm not really living my best life in any way, and I'm not really getting any, you know, sales. I'm not really getting any leads, so let's go find this sex book. Let's go out and find this sex magic book, and let's see what it can do, what kind of powers it can bring. So I'm excited to get into this. I've heard really great things about this one, so my hopes are high, and I'm honestly, like, so excited to read this one. I forgot about this one. This one is also very popular. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I've heard this is like toxic girl relationship central. We have a romance that's supposedly like so toxic, but like everyone can't get enough of this couple. So it says Magnolia Parks is a beautiful, affluent, self-involved, and mildly neurotic London socialite. I love a socialite. BJ Ballantyne is Britain's most notorious and photographed bad boy who broke her heart. But these two are meant to be, and everyone knows it. What does it say? Finally, after years of this, their dysfunction is catching up with them, pulling at their seams and fraying the world they've built. But they're not ready to let go, not yet at least. So that's what I've heard about it, again, here on BookTube, that it's like they're so toxic, but like you want to know what's going on with BJ and Magnolia. So it's kind of like a romance. It kind of sounds like it's going to be Gossip Girl-esque, and I'm really pumped to get into this one as well. I do have the original cover. Let me grab it real quick. I do have the original out of print cover as well, but I'm like holding this sacred since it's out of print now. But isn't this beautiful? But I'm going to be reading the newer one that everyone can get because I don't want to mess this one up. So Magnolia Parks is going to be a go this month as well. My last two books that we're going to talk about today for my TBR are books that I have not heard of outside of like my own searching and like Amazon wish list, scrolling, just adding random things to my wish list at 3 in the morning. So the first one is The Holloway Girls by Susan Bishop Crispell. Now what this book is about is like these girls, the Holloway Girls, and after the summer solstice, I think after the summer solstice, after they turn 16, that's what it is, they have to follow this book and this legacy, and this legacy slash, I don't know, omen, a good omen, or I don't know what you'd call it really. What does it say? Like you have to follow the rules, but pretty much after this time period, any person that they kiss is going to be like granted a stroke of good luck. So think they're kind of like a genie kind of in a way, where if they kiss you, you're going to get some good luck. So, you know, this has been going on for, you know, tale as old as time for these girls in this family until we come to Remy. And Remy's like, oh yes, like yay, kissing season. I can't wait to bring luck to everyone that I smooch. And it seems to not go that way for her. She actually gives someone a kiss, and it is so bad. He has such bad luck that it almost ends up like ending his life after they kiss. So she's kind of questioning like, things aren't exactly going as this book says, and why am I the only one who's not like giving people good luck? Like, what's going on here? So she kind of tells herself like, okay, I'm just gonna keep my lips to myself. They're not touching anyone else. Like, I don't want anyone else to have this bad luck, until she meets Tobin. And Tobin is the guy she's like gonna risk it all for. She's like, it's getting harder and harder to not kiss him. I want to kiss him. They're like falling in love, romance situation. But you know, this curse, I guess we could call hers a curse now because it's not good for her, is making it hard for her to like continue her romance, number one, and to just be a teenage girl in general. So this sounds really cute, like a fun little young adult book, and I'm excited to see how Remy's life unfolds. Lastly, another one from like my Amazon scrolling, we have Prom Queen by Laura Wolfe. This says, we were all there 20 years ago. Only one of us killed her. So sounds like it's going to be a typical, you know, thriller. We have our main character named Brooke, and she's back in like the small town she went to high school with, when she stumbles upon a reporter slash podcast lady, and she's like, hi, I'm going to be doing a murder investigation podcast on your friend Bailey, who was the prom queen and died on the train tracks. Do you want to like help me out? Brooke's like, I don't want anything to do with this. We've always, you know, everyone in the town has always thought maybe it was a murder, maybe not. You know, everyone was saying it was a suicide, and she just doesn't want to get involved, right? But this podcaster is going to rope her in, as well as all the people who were involved in this small town during this homecoming many, many years ago. Sounds like it's going to be eerie mystery thriller-esque, and I'm excited to read this one as well. So those are the 5 books I plan on reading this month. Like I said, I'm going to give myself some wiggly room so I can read some other books. Also going to do my blind date video as well. So 6 books, definitely doable. This is not counting audiobooks as well, I should say, because sometimes I just go crazy on the audiobooks. But excited to read all of these, excited to share my thoughts with you throughout the month. So that's going to be that. Do let me know what you are going to be reading in the month of January. And also let me know if you have read, heard of, anything, not heard of. Just let me know down below what you think of my TBR. I'd love to hear it. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to continue watching my videos, then please subscribe, and I'll see you in a new video very soon, guys. Bye!